Yes, let's drink some dandelion. Hey, welcome, everybody. Did get a slap on the wrist for my latest post. Healers never really get a look in. They always get mocked and ridiculed. But actually, so many people look towards healers daily. Did you know that I had more people who were in CEO positions, multimillionaires, including billionaires? I had MPs, I had people in positions of power within the government who used to come for readings. Yeah, but nobody talks about that. They never mention that. So we never really get that much of a look in for anybody, you know, whether it's health and well-being. But anyway, it's still nice to know. You guys will remember when I sat there and was panicking and worrying about everybody suffering with that in their arm. And I said, let's see if we can do something about it. Do you remember? Does any of you remember? Can't find the video to prove it because I've already had 4 people who just called me a full of shit. But I think you were there. Maybe some of you might have been there when I said a horse's head. Some of you might have been there when I said dandelion, root of burdock. Some of you were there when I said sage. And some of you might even have drunk that tea a long time ago. And now Barbara O'Neill and many other doctors are saying that that's what's healing and curing people. So cheers to you guys for helping me channel. Not that I want recognition, but it certainly makes me realize my old teacher, why she got frustrated sometimes. Because she did predict a lot of things. And it was sad, really. I don't want to get like that. I want to be happy and joyful and know that people were healed and cured. But so many people are taking advantage of it, thinking that they're the experts now. Yes. No, you weren't the experts. You never were the experts. So there you go. You just found out what heals people. And here we go. Let's have a look. Today, what did we call this? We call this the 15th of August, live, uplifting. Come on, Mark, uplift. What did I write on here? I wrote this a while ago. It says, you've done more than most. Let other people take your place. So shut up, Mark. All right. We put my glasses on. This is what I look like with glasses on. Jesus Christ. So what do we do? What do we do with this beautiful new podcast? Let's see, it's called. Let's see, meaning what today brings. Should really do it in the morning, but hey ho, it's just the way it is. I was meant to go to the bank today to close a bank account down, then figured out just 5 minutes before that all the shops were closed. So there you go. Holidays in Spain. That's it literally. If you own a business in Spain. Hey, boss, it's a holiday today. What's wrong with you? Wasn't it a holiday last week? Yeah, but that was from another holiday. This is another holiday. Sound Italian now. So, where do we start then? Messages today. Well, we'll go with the first edition, shall we? First edition Angel Cards by Mr. B. Here we go. Right, so like I always do, close my eyes and just grab a card. Okay, so what's our message today? What does that say? It says, I think, sing your song. Even the smallest of birds has a song to sing. You too have a song. Hello. Oh, sorry, everybody. Just give me 5 minutes. Give me a couple of minutes. Hang on. Hello, darling. My little girls come, my little girls come, my little girls come. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So let me start again. Just Lily's come in the house. Lily's in the house, guys. So I do get a bit excited. Sorry. Right, we'll start again. So today it looks like a theme of your voice. This feels like a thing. I'll tell you after anyway. I'd like to, decode it afterwards. Even the smallest of birds has a song to sing. You too have a song. Never be afraid to sing your song. What is important is to remember is that as you do, your song will be heard by the right people. That's a bit of a slap in the face, eh? It's a little bit of a slap in the face, a bit of a wet fish moment. Talk about synchronicities, talk about them, what's that just said? What it said to me is, Mark, what you channeled, what you said, what you shared with regards to helping people, the right people heard it. The right people took that message, and the right people drank those teas that we created. Thousands of teas we sold and gave away. So I think that's also for me today. So what that means to me is that the right people will always hear your message. That's really, really profound. And that's struck home to me. Why would I have written that? I would have probably written that because after a day of healing people and being a psychic reader at that time, listening to their frustration in silence, by placing my hands over theirs and just feeling the frustration in the throat, which then runs down into the heart and to the stomach. But sometimes it can it can foist away at here, and a healer can feel that and see that there is not just frustration, but there is trapped energy. And as a healer, we would heal this section here. To be honest, it doesn't bother me at all that the recognition is that I'm just doing a job. But I think the reason why it kind of bothers me a little bit is because of people who are taking that information and claiming to be the geniuses behind it. That there's so much lies, and the ones who are being pumped up, who are at the highest level now of all of these podcasts, and all of these people who go onto these big podcasts and saying all of these things as if it's their own information, and they really believe it's their own information, it's almost like we're listening to a sermon in a church and realizing that we're not praying to the God that we thought we were praying to, right? I'm sorry to say, but that's my feeling. I felt it from a child. When I went into that Catholic church and we were meant to be praying to what we thought was the Almighty God, I never got that feeling that I was praying to that God. And everybody around me who was praying to that God, I was thinking, you're not praying to the God you think you're praying to. And you just need to listen to people, that the geniuses like Jordan Maxwell, who shares that information. He's gone now, unfortunately, but his predictions were amazing. His understandings were amazing. His learning was incredible. What he studied in the Bible, and talked at the very end of his life, talked about the coming of Saturn and a group of people who are going to come to this earth one day and cause mayhem. Fascinating stuff. Whether you believe that or not is another thing, but he wholeheartedly believed it because he spoke to many people in NASA and said that Saturn is actually filled with a race of people. Fascinating, really. But the Saturn itself, the black cube and everything it represents in our law and our religion, is fascinating. But I love this, and I think healing of the throat is important on a weekly basis. What heals the throat, you would ask? I'm not into chakras or colors of chakras because I've never felt wholeheartedly that they work in the way that they say with colors. But what I do believe is that certain colors can heal the throat chakra. And when I say that, I say it with the understanding of crystals. So for me, when I see the throat chakra and people being frustrated and feeling awful and just all the bad things that they have in there, I turn to blue. Why? Because I'll go to a crystal which is called cavensite. And I found that cavensite healed here, and healed here. And I would use that on the throat chakra a lot, and it would heal them. So it depends on what kind of suffering you're going through on each chakra point, for sure. But that's my own thought. That's my own feelings. I also would recommend a crystal called pink petalite for here, because sometimes from here it sits in here. And if it sits in here, then the pink petalite will heal in here, which therefore helps here tremendously. And also, if you're in suffering in here and it runs down to the stomach, then I would go for a black tektite and to have it hanging down on the belly button. So that's a little bit of my thoughts. So let's go to the second edition angel cards. So here's the second edition. So do it again. Close my eyes. Okay. Stick my hand there. Grab a card and see what your card says. Okay. Close your eyes, it said, I think. Okay. So you're going to close your eyes, aren't you? Please close your eyes. Okay, I'll try and read this as smoothly as possible. Today, take time to meditate, for you see so much more when your eyes are closed. You are creative and shine a light so brightly in this world. Today, I want you to know that you are needed here right now. Go and shine your beautiful light. So you are needed and you're loved. Don't ever forget that. Every little action that you take is incredible. So let's move on to the next angel card deck. There's the beautiful. I think that's beautiful. I mean, you might think it's a bit erotic, but I didn't get the lady to be erotic in it. These are all ladies that we placed wings on. I thought they were nice. Anyway, let's see what your angel card says. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. So you've got Angel of Hope today, and that is, I am here to tell you there is a new path for you now. The years to come will see a flow of peace and happiness entering your life. All your family in spirit have been working lovingly towards it. As your angel of hope, I ask that you close your eyes and say these words. I cannot see, but I know everything positive is now on its way. I trust with all my heart that my loved ones in spirit are leading me on this powerful and deeply positive path. So now it begins. Angel of Hope. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. So these are nice messages thus far. The message I'm getting from here is that we have to speak our truth. We have to trust and flow. We have to close our eyes and we have to start to see with the eye that most of us in life never look through. And that is through meditation and through the third eye when we see. And when we talk about seeing, it's not literally seeing, it's opening up to receiving. So sometimes we get confused because we think literally, but honestly, it isn't that way. And when you close your eyes and meditate, even for a short period of time, doesn't matter how long, what happens is you open up and you receive more and more. And the receiving of that isn't time. It isn't based on time. It's based on when it's meant to. So basically you exercise, and in a few days you'll see that your muscles will be getting bigger, not straight away. Maybe you might see you pumped up a little bit, but eventually you see yourself growing bigger and bigger. That's the same exercise when you do the meditation. You're opening up to another frequency that we're not used to. So I think that's something that we need to work on. So this is a little book that I created if you're new to this channel, and this is the first time you've seen this channel. This book is called Hold That Thought. I thought it was a cute little book, and these are all channeled messages over the 12 years. So what I like to say is that if you can think of a number between, let's say, 10 and 170, give me that number now, and I'll choose one person and we'll read our message. It'll be the first one that comes up. I'm going to look for the first number, which I think is 77. Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Welcome. Nice to have you here today. Let's see what your message is today and ours. It's not a big one today, so let's read it. Be your light and let the world see how bright you shine. When others see that all you've ever need is to keep that light shining bright, they soon will follow the way of their light. Yesterday was a very similar message. It was regards to the lighthouse. And I guess this is one of Spirit's ways of trying to explain to us how important it is to be ourselves, not to copy others, okay, not to pretend to be somebody else, but to be fully yourself. Most people don't even know who they are. That's a really, really awful thing to say sometimes, but it's actually the truth. And as a healer, we can see that. We can see the pain and suffering of people who don't know who they are. They live a life of limbo. They're literally in purgatory in this world because they're so lost. And what we see as healers is that the pain and suffering people put on themselves because they're always looking outside instead of in. And that is a lifetime journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a penny drop moment for some people at 38, like me, or for others, it might not even be in this lifetime. I don't look for success. I know my success is within me. I know my truth is within me, not outside of me. When we connect to our higher self, we find our path. When we find our path, we find our light. That light shines across the whole world, and thus we become who we were always meant to be. So this is a beautiful message, in my humble opinion, very powerful, and yet reading this to most people, they wouldn't even understand it. Simple, but yet profound, and people still walk in limbo till this day, looking outside, looking for healers, looking for psychics, looking for gurus, looking for whoever they are to fulfill their destiny. And that's the most heartbreaking thing for me. Okay. So I actually wrote another book too. That was my first book for Little Inspirational Thoughts. This is my second book. This is probably the most profound book because on my phone, I can easily go into Google Workspace, and daily I take a message from this book. And if you've ever been on any of my channels, any of my apps, or Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, I'm kind of everywhere, and I kind of try and share, not X, no, because it wouldn't allow you to share big messages, but those platforms and Telegram, I share daily positive messages. And this is where it comes from. How this book works, if you haven't got it, is basically you just, in fact, I'm not going to ask you guys to give me a number. I'm just going to use it like I use it. Okay, so if I carry this in my bag normally, and if something stands out profoundly in a number, whether it's, 2 digits or 3 digits, I will stop, see that, recognize it, and go to the book and read that, whatever it is, because this is how the spirit world gives us messages. It's incredible when you understand how it works. So I'm just going to close my eyes and I see the number 101. Okay, so I'm going to read our message. And I have no idea the numbers. If you say to me, oh, you're just saying that because you knew what you were doing. I don't do things like that, guys. I have no need to be egoistic or to prove myself. I actually laugh and find it funny and love it when things synchronize. I love it. Absolutely love it. It just gives me joy. So I said 101. So let's have our message today. I have to put these old man's glasses on again, I'm afraid. Sorry. Okay, 101. Let's see what our message is today. Is it going to be a long one? Not too bad. That's our message today here. So I'm going to read it to you. No matter what challenge you might be going through, you should know you are beautiful. Your heart is pure and kind. You're a truly unique, sensitive soul. Dry your eyes and remember, your loved ones are watching over you and are holding your hand. They are leading you towards a happiness that you have never felt before. So this is your moment to believe in yourself. There we go. Once you begin to do this, your light and love will help so many people who will walk into your life. It's just what we said, right? As well as your family who worry about you daily. They will all smile with joy and heal too. Never doubt how much you're loved and needed. So there you go. I think that's pretty spot on. With your hands, Matt. That's pretty spot on. If you want to take a screenshot. So I would say that's pretty spot on for what we've just been talking about. Exactly. So let me finish off on the Carl Rohrig deck. Let's see. I don't need them on. My eyes a bit. When you put these on and you take them off, your eyes go a bit blurred. Weird. That's why I don't think they're not very good. So here we go. I'll just go like this. Okay. And now I'm going to close my eyes and just grab one. Okay. So this is our message today. Final message today is, wow. Okay. So let me just explain what this means. In fact, I'm going to show you. Okay. What you're looking at here is what's called coins. These are coins. So you've got 6 coins there. But what really fascinates me more than anything else is there's people on top. There might be 1, 2, 3. You can't really tell if there's 1, 2, 3, 4. But I always look at the center. And the center is you. You're in the center and you've got people next to you. And you've got coins, which coins is not particularly about wealth, but it's about success. To me, it's success. And actually, if I look carefully, let me just see. Yeah. Okay. So we have the word success in there. If you look carefully, you can see the word. I think it's their success. So this is how I see it. I see that your path and your journey in these coming 6 months is going to grow with those that are here to help you. Now, don't make the mistake when I say that you have to go running and looking for help. That's not what this card is saying. What it actually means is that help, when needed, will come. So what happens is, without you even knowing, you'll get a message. You'll bump into somebody. And before you know it, they will come into your life to be the helping hand. Not through your asking or needing or wanting, but generally that's how it works. I've spent a lifetime of watching people try to go somewhere or be somewhere and try to marketing. I struggle with marketing. I struggle with people coming together to try and help each other. And then there's always somebody there trying. You can see the desperation of somebody wanting to become powerful or rich and trying to take from others or wanting them to help them. I've never seen success in all my life. I've never seen it. And I'm nearly 60. What I have seen is the subtle moments, the pure moments where you just get a message from nowhere, or you're walking on the street and somebody's saying, hey, I've got a great idea, or I've got this for you, or what about doing this? Like, wow, it's come to me. What this card says is have trust and faith in that very path, or else you will be in limbo and you will be looking and struggling all your life. This card is a metaphor for flow. This card is a metaphor for your spirit world watching over you. Because like the person watching the kettle boil, they miss everything else. So stop looking and just start to live. And that's what this card is. And what it basically also means is that some wonderful things are going to happen to you in these next 6 months. And you're going to find people just coming into your life out of nowhere, out of, oh, that was a bit of luck, wasn't it? No, it was Spirit's helping hand. They're always there. But sometimes you don't take that phone call. Sometimes you don't look at the message. Sometimes you don't follow the flow because you're doing something else in a way that you have to push and force and have to be there. You've got to do that. That doesn't work. The best miracles I've ever seen of success is when you are just flowing, when you are just getting on with life. So that will be my message today to you guys. I hope it helps a little bit. Success to me isn't riches. It isn't fame or fortune, even though you can say, well, says you, Mark, you seem to not very happy that you don't get recognized. No, it's not that. What bothers me is when people take advantage of the recognition as if it's for themselves. And what I'm seeing is a world of AI, darkness, lies, and deceit. There is more lies and deceit on the internet with millennials, with anybody, healers, psychics, all deceiving. And it's like Jesus in the temple or the church with all the tax men there doing business, and he's throwing all of them tables. There are times where you will feel that the world is going insane, that it seems that people like Mark Paseo and the David Icks and all the others that say that we live in an actual fake reality, it's a bad print, a bad copy of how we should live. And we can see clearly how darkness is weaving its way into our children, our teenagers. All they see is wealth. All they want is wealth, instant wealth. All they want is instant recognition. There is no effort being made in trying to create something and work on it for 10 years or 15. They want it instantly, instant gratification. Why? Because AI is a dark tool that's making them believe that that's what's important in their life and nothing else matters. So we are being, as a society, as a race, we as a consciousness, we are being diverted into a lie, into darkness. So it's now more than ever that you shine your light and help these souls just by being your authentic self. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you joining me on Let's See with Mark today. Hope to see you tomorrow. Shine bright and do something lovely today. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.